Welcome back to the Better Lives podcast. I'm your host, Caitlin.
And I'm Eric.
And today we're talking to you about ways that you can make money with something you have sitting in your driveway. Your car is not just for getting from point A to point B. It can be a very effective way to make some extra cash and boost your earnings.
Yeah, with the car prices going up the way they are, it's sometimes nice to find a way to help offset that price. A lot of things out there like ride sharing and delivery options, such as Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and then Instacart. Those are some different platforms you can join and make a little cash on the side.
Yeah, and they actually, they're super easy to join. Not a lot of requirements, pretty much just having your license and a car. Some of them require your car to be newer, I think, but it's easy entry, quick cash. If you have a $800 car payment, like a lot of people, then it can be a really good way to offset that cost, like Eric said.
Yeah, the car prices keep climbing a little bit day in, day out. They keep getting higher and higher, like most things. So finding it just a little extra side hustle to help pay some or offset that is obviously something we're always looking for.
Yeah, if you choose to do Uber, you can do that just on the weekends and pull in lots of money. I know people that have done it 2-3 hours in the evenings, maybe 4 or 5 on the weekends, and make $1,000 extra per month. And if you are trying to pay off debt or save for a big goal, that can go a really long way.
That's a big thing too, is it's you get to work on your own time. There's no set schedule. So that's the big thing for any side hustle, is to find something that fits your schedule, but something that's as flexible as Uber Eats or ride sharing or delivery options is a great way to start.
If you work a full-time job, it can be kind of hard to get a part-time on top of that has a pretty set schedule, especially if you're a parent, or you're caring for somebody. Being able to go do it on your own time is so big.
Yeah, I'm not 100% familiar with this, or I don't know a lot of people that do the particularly, but when I've taken advantage of these services myself, I often hear them say something like, oh, I was just out and about doing some grocery shopping and I just flipped on my Uber and then I picked you up and now I'm taking you home from, and it's just basically on the way from the store to their house. They picked me up along the way and dropped me off on mine, and they made a couple extra bucks off of that. So, so stuff as simple as that.
And you can maximize your earnings on the platforms. Sometimes they'll have a peak time promotion. So if you go DoorDash at a certain time, you'll get a extra $1 per order or something. And that might not seem like much, but if you do 10 a day, it can really add up.
I take it back. Actually, I did hear one story of a person from my hometown in the Dalles. He was the first Uber Eats delivery person there. So everybody in the town was using him, and he was making a pretty good living off of that. So if you're in a smaller town, don't necessarily think that you're not going to have a consumer base or a market there. People are still needing these services in smaller areas, and you might be able to take advantage of some places like that.
And if your area is so small, there's not a ton of people that are using them. I know somebody that went to Portland every weekend on Friday night and did Uber driving there and made tons of money. We live in a town that's considerably smaller than Portland, so being able to go up there to do it helped them out a lot.
That'd be a good idea if I want to go to a different city and stay in a hotel or something, and I can use that to offset some of the costs of my vacation.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then also Lyft, if you don't have your own car, Lyft actually lets you rent a car from them that you can use to drive around people for Lyft.
You can explain that again one more time?
Yeah, so if you don't have your own car, in the Lyft app, you can rent a car. I'm not sure if it's through them specifically or through a partner they have, but you can rent a car for a day or a week or whatever it is and use that car to do Lyft and then just give it back when you're done. So if you're on a vacation or something and don't want to bring your car but still want to make some cash, you can just do that.
Yeah, I always see things from Lyft too. My credit card always gives me promotions. Like if I use Lyft, I'll get X% back, blah, blah, blah. So definitely check those out. See if any of your credit cards are able to get some discounts through those specific providers.
They want you to use them, right? So do it and maybe you'll save some money too.
Exactly. Obviously, the downside of that is just wear and tear on your car and then time spent outside of your normal job and then just extra time going out and about. So obviously prepare for that and set some money aside for those
and for taxes
expenses as well.
Taxes also. I know that for these apps, you don't have to pay taxes up front, so you'll get your whole amount, but you will owe that at the end of the year. So to make sure you're setting some money aside for that.
Oh yeah, the gig economy. Usually you don't get taxed like a normal W-2 employee, so you have to maintain that and monitor that yourself. So definitely be sure to prepare for that as well.
Yeah, I used to do Instacart. Back in 2021, I paid off quite a bit of credit card debt, about $6,000 using Instacart. And I would just go after my 9 to 5 and on the weekends. And I'd probably make like $150 per day, but that's actually really good. And the tips were great too.
Can you explain Instacart? You've mentioned that before, but I still haven't taken advantage of it and I'm not quite familiar with it. Would you kind of just give a little brief highlight of what Instacart is?
Yeah, you should try it. So you sign up for an account and they send you a debit card, just like a little green card, and you go online and then you'll get like batches you can pick from. Sometimes there's none or there could be a ton. You just pick which one you want based on, how many items it is or how much the tip is. And you just accept it, go to the store, do the shopping, and then you pay in the place with that card they sent you, and it's preloaded with the money for the order.
So I can literally just do that when I go shopping myself. So if I sign up for that and I'm like, I need to go to Costco or something, I can get something.
Yeah,
I can go
get
in
a
there
few
and
things
something
for yourself and do an Instacart order and just
that is awesome.
Take it there. And sometimes they'll do like double orders. Those are a bit trickier. I never really liked those ones. Having to remember which items in the cart go to which person. That was kind of tough, but
figure out what you need to do to make that easier on yourself. But that's cool. That's a great option I've never even considered myself.
And it's kind of fun. I mean, I like shopping.
Well, it seems simple too. It's like one of those things like, might not make a ton of money off it, but if you're doing these activities already, these are the best type of hustles that don't add more time to your day. Like, I have to go shopping anyway. No one's paying for me to do that. I'm actually paying money out of my own wallet to do these things, so why as well put a little bit back in there by doing some of these deliveries for other services such as Instacart.
Yeah, the best side hustle is one that doesn't feel like you're working, right? Like it's one that you actually kind of enjoy doing.
That's what they say. If you like your job, you'll never have to work another day in your life.
Well, I like my job. I still feel like I'm working.
Oh, I'm never working. I'm always just having fun. Another thing too we could do, we just briefly touch base on, is Turo. Turo is an actual car. They say it's Airbnb for your car. So either as a customer, you can go in and rent someone else's car, or you can place your own car on there and rent it out.
You've done that, right, Eric?
I've done it from the customer side. I've never done it from actual renting my car out, but I've heard people specifically buy cars just to rent out on Turo. So they'll buy a car from a dealership, probably one that's highly sought after. They won't even use it as their own car. They'll just specifically put it on there for Turo rentals.
Yeah, there's this person on TikTok. I've seen their videos a few times. They buy vehicles, but they like calculate ahead of time how much they could list it for on Turo to make sure it's worth the cost. And they have like 6 or 7. It's big for them, and they make pretty good money doing it.
Even if you just covered the cost of one car, that'd be great. You know what I mean? If I could cover my car payment doing some of these things, that would be fantastic.
For people that work from home and maybe don't need to use their car all week, it can be a really good option.
Didn't even think about that. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I've thought about that, but I like my car too much.
I don't really trust other people the wear and tear.
I don't know.
I can give you, let you know from firsthand experience. I did drive that thing like a madman. Well, maybe not like a madman, but I drove it a little bit more so than I would myself. I didn't want to see how the power was, so I'd stomp on the gas a little bit more, and then like took it on some dirt roads. So you got to be careful that some people are a little bit more mischievous with their rentals than I am.
And you went a lot of miles on that thing, didn't you?
That's another thing too, wear and tear, is yes, I did put 2,000 miles on this car in a 1 week period. So you got to prepare for that as well. It was a lot, but I took in a lot, and it was awesome. If you've never got to see the Canadian Rockies, I highly recommend it. I went from Jasper to just outside of Banff in a little city called Canmore. It was amazing. It's supposed to be a 2-hour drive, but I end up stopping every like 15 minutes and stopping for a half hour. So I think I spent like 6 hours trying to get across the national forest or whatever. So it was awesome. Highly recommend it.
Fun though.
Of course, I was in my Turo car. Just pull over and just hang out in my Outback. And it was I got to drive a 2024 Wilderness Outback, and it was significantly less expensive than renting through Enterprise or anyone else. So
they're so expensive. We got in our accident in November, and for a rental, it was going to be like $600 per week or something crazy like that. And I'm like,
it's way
my
more than it
gosh.
used to be. Yeah.
Yeah, Turo's definitely more affordable.
And here's another thing we can do: wrap your car with an advertisement.
This is super niche, and it's kind of hard to find, but
It's actually, it's really niche. But once you find these opportunities out, they're fantastic. For example, I worked for a window company, and what we did was we paid gas money for anyone who put our sign on their car. So if you just kept it on there, we just give you gas money. So every time you drove around, we just let you gas up using the gas card in exchange for that.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice way to do it. I mean, I don't know how those things work, but like you can always reach out to particular or specific companies and be like, hey, how much would you pay if I put a logo on my car? You know what I mean? If I put a magnet on my car or something like that. Do you have any of those options?
I never thought about reaching out. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and then it's technically I don't know, don't quote me on this part, but I'm sure there's some kind of tax write-offs too for using your car as an advertisement, but contact your financial experts to figure that part out.
Topic of taxes, there are some important considerations to make if you're trying to use your car to make money. Insurance, some insurance companies will require you to carry a special policy if you are using your car for business purposes. So like doing Uber or Lyft would be considered that. And then also maintenance costs, oil changes, more wear on your tires, that's going to add up. And then the time commitment and safety. When you're doing Uber, just be safe and stay in safe neighborhoods that you're aware of and And back to the taxes point, just make sure you're pulling out money for taxes each month. That way you don't end up with a big tax bill and not sure how to pay that.
Yeah. And for the insurance, specifically reach out to someone and talk with them. It's always best to get that information from an expert so you're fully covered. You don't want to get in an accident and not be covered completely. Most people don't know Central Willamette Credit Union offers support in this area. If you come and see one of our financial advisors, we can definitely, financial advocates, we can definitely talk about different insurances we have through our services as well.
It's pretty cool we offer that. I actually didn't know that until recently that we did.
So. A lot of people don't, so that's why I like to bring it up just in case. So if people out there don't know, don't worry. People here don't know as well sometimes. So a lot of things to offer.
Credit unions do a lot, more than we think. Well, thank you all for joining us today. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Central WCU. And make sure to check out our website and just send in any feedback you might have for us. And join us next time so we can keep building better lives together. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
The information provided here is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any financial decisions.